In the coming days, you'll be hearing a lot about the federal budget as Congress debates the 2024 spending bills. So we thought this would be the perfect time to bust the three biggest myths about U.S. funding for the UN in the form of a quiz. Let's start with a number one myth about UN funding. Here we go. What percentage of the U.S. federal budget is spent on the United Nations? A, about 20% of the federal budget. B, 10% of the federal budget. C, 5% of the federal budget. Or D, less than 1% of the federal budget. If you answered C, you're wrong. It's D, less than 1% of the federal budget. The U.S. pays about $2.1 billion in dues for the UN's regular and peacekeeping budgets. But here's the kicker. The U.S. received nearly $2.4 billion in UN contracts in 2022, more than any other country in the world. By the way, congratulations to New York, California, and Maine, the states with the highest dollar amounts of UN contracts. Myth number 2. The U.S. contributes more money and personnel to UN peacekeeping than any other country at the UN. When it comes to peacekeepers, the U.S. contributes A, more than 500 peacekeepers, B, between 200 and 500 peacekeepers, C, about 100 peacekeepers, or D, less than 50 peacekeepers. If you answered D, you're right. So while the U.S. supplies the most money, Bangladesh supplies nearly 7,000 troops. Myth number 3, the U.S. gets nothing for its money at the UN. Which of the following best describes the value the U.S. gets from the UN? A, a forum to influence global events. B, sharing the cost of conflicts that can impact U.S. security. C, a seat at the table where global decisions are made. D, sharing the cost of humanitarian efforts around the world. E, all of the above. If you answered E, well, you're right. Congratulations, you get it. And you qualify for the Better World Campaign's newsletter. Just point your smartphone here and you'll get a monthly wrap-up of how the UN's work impacts the U.S. Until next time, I'm Peter Yo, part-time quizmaster and president of the Better World Campaign.